So, like you said, starting us off today with The Last of Us Episode 2. Coming off one of the strongest Episode 1s in television history.
Yeah.
They're starting to change things from the game.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
You would know if I don't know that you remember or not, because for me it took a minute to remember as well, but then I was like, oh no, they're starting to kind of fuck around with it, but nothing too crazy except for one big thing this episode where I was like, I don't like that.
I think I have stopped by this point. I remember Homegirl dying, but not much more after that. So
fair. So, opening up with the episode, I told you guys last week, I was like, they're probably saving clickers for this week.
Yeah, you were right.
And they did, which is what I thought, because that was going to be like the moment of the episode. So, they got rid of the gas mask concept, which was like spores releasing in underground areas and tightly contained places, and replaced it with the fun guy kind of having a hive mind. I like the fact that it makes more sense, because I don't know if you guys watched the little clips at the end of the episodes where they talk about behind the scenes stuff.
I did not.
I watched it this time because there was one scene I was like, why did you guys do that? Why did you guys change it like that? They didn't talk about it, which was kind of pissing me off.
Oh shit.
Okay.
But they were talking about why they changed stuff, because like the spores didn't make sense, and I was like, okay, the spores don't make sense, but then you got like something like Walking Dead where they just straight up don't even explain what the fuck the zombies are or where they came from.
Yeah.
It's like, they're here.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
sucks.
If the Walking Dead can do that, you guys can use the spores and I'll be fine. Like, but I get it. They didn't want to do that. The only thing I'm mad about that is aesthetically, I liked when they put the gas mask on, and then there was parts where Ellie didn't need to wear one, and because she would just walk in the spores. Because she without one, and her he gave her one at one point, and it broke on her, and she was like, and she's like, oh no, I'm fine, I forgot. And so she would walk around without one, and Joel would walk around with one, and that was like, oh, that's the big thing. They got rid of that, so aesthetically don't like that, but I understand why I got rid of it. Now let me give you something I love.
Cool, though.
The clickers were fucking great.
They were cool. Yeah, I definitely agree.
I really liked the clickers, honestly. As someone who's never had experience with those particular ones, I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I love the way they explained it in the little BTS they had, where they were like,
never mind.
Yeah, you didn't see the BTS. I was like, what?
I was talking about. Never mind. I'll get to it.
But they in the little clip, they were like, they wanted to make it so that the people who play the games would look at it and be like, oh, that's the clicker. They did it great. And they also wanted it to be people who never saw them before, be like, that's fucking scary and gross. And I think they did it. Like, they did a pretty good job with it.
I thought it looked cool.
The only thing I would say negatively is it looks a little too clean. Like the heads do.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
What do you mean by clean?
You can tell they're a costume.
They're not just like gross and out of place.
Yeah, they're very realistic, but they're like precisely shaped is the thing. So like you can tell it's kind of like not realistic, because in real life it'd be like moving about and flapping and like disformed and stuff. But like, this is more like picture perfect disformed. Huh?
Okay. Who are you to say what it'd be in real life, bro? Have you seen one?
Have you seen leprosy? Those things are dripping off faces.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I saw fucking Game of Thrones, House of Dragon.
But again, that's very hard to do that. So like they did about as good as they possibly could have without CGI. I liked it. You guys like it? You guys like clickers? Scary? Tristan, you're new?
Yes, I like the clickers. I like the look of them. I thought that it made made sense, I guess, yes. But it was pretty sweet. The way that they designed those. I like the look of kind of the brain outside the head is how I would call it. I don't know if that's actually what they were going for, but it looked like the brain was outside the head.
Cauliflower brain.
Yeah, it's like a mushroom type cauliflower thingy.
I thought it was cool. It freaked me out a little bit, so that's why that's part of why I liked it so much.
I thought it was more freaky the way that they did it. I thought the actual like clickers weren't too scary. I don't know. I've also, I've seen zombie shit enough to not really be like too, I don't know, anxious about it, I guess. But like the way that they shot it to where, they're ducking around corners and they're not necessarily alerting them, but they're there. I thought that was cool to where they could not see Joel and Ellie, and they were just kind of like existing in the same space. There was even one scene where they panned towards Joel and there was a clicker behind them, and they kind of like started panning to the left, and it was around a corner, and that's just basically like typical jump scare, because there's like, oh shit, it's gonna be right there, and it wasn't. It was like pretty distant away, and I thought that was really cool. It's because like you're expecting a jump scare there and it to be right there, but it was almost more scary just them existing so close, but like not being on their scent, I guess.
Yeah, I loved it because it's very accurate to the game. You're not supposed to take them head on. You're supposed to like stealth around them and shit. I knew that they weren't going to do the stealth kills because like it wouldn't make sense for them to purposely go and stealth kill the clickers. That's like a video game thing because you need to clear the area so that you can be safe and shit.
Right.
But the stealth maneuvering and them trying to be quiet, I loved it. Especially them like telling Ellie, shut the fuck up. That was really good because, you know, she's super talkative and they like get quiet and they're like, and Joel keeps going, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? She's like, what? She's like, what? Like, what's the fuck's going on? Because she's never seen clickers because clickers are only outside the QZ. And so that was very excellent to me. Taking a character who talks a lot and making him shut the fuck up, great choice.
Yeah, I do enjoy that plot line.
Yes. So, Tess. Tess got bitten in the exchange with the clickers, which I had a feeling I knew was going to happen because, you know, played the game.
Right.
It seemed like they were going to do something like that.
Fine by me.
The thing that shocked me is the pacing of the show. They are going to end the first game this season.
That's what I said too, yeah.
And
from
I'm
what
just
I hear.
like, fuck. Don't do it. Don't do it. The thing is, they have to cover the entire first game, and there's a DLC that is pretty key to the characterization of Ellie that I don't know if they'll cover or not. They mentioned it this episode, actually.
Oh, did they?
But, yes, because Ellie was kind of... They asked her something, and she was kind of being weird. Like, this is not even... Like, if you just watch the show... They asked how she got bit initially. And she was like, yeah, I went to the mall, whatever thing snuck up on me and got me. You know? And they were like, oh, were you in the mall by yourself? She was like, yeah. So, she kind of answered it very sussy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, I mean, they've also mentioned another name, but that name would mean nothing to you unless you've played the game.
That being said, I have a prediction.
Oh, prediction, because now you're starting to get into new territory for yourself.
Yeah, because, well, I don't know anything at this point. Prediction, based off what you just said, is with the whole mall thing, I think, and bro, somebody's going to call me an idiot probably, but I think she was there with a friend who was bitten, but not a zombie yet, and then she got bit by her friend, who was not a zombie yet, so therefore she built up them antigens, big word time, built up the antigens in her body to like kind of fight that shit. So she's cured of it, but doesn't have that full effect.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember.
Oh, that's fair.
I personally never played the DLC. I watched a YouTuber play it.
Word.
Because I didn't buy DLC back in the day, so.
Shit's expensive.
Yeah, man, it's like $20 for like an hour. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes. There was some foreshadowing and shit. And then we get to the very end scene. This episode was much quicker than the last one, thankfully.
Very much so.
There's a scene I skipped in the beginning that I'll go back to. It took up like 10 minutes of the episode. But this last scene was what pissed me off. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay.
All right.
I hate to be like, well, in the games, you know, but in the game, when they get to that building, the Capitol building looking shit.
Yeah.
They're being chased by the military instead of zombies, right?
Oh, okay.
The issue with this is I don't think in the game they ever had huge hordes of zombies run at you like that.
Got you.
Now, I don't know if that was a technical limitation or a choice. In the second game, I do remember them doing it maybe once. But for the most part, they really kept away from that. And this felt too much like World War Z or Days Gone, that game as well.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that.
With big hordes. And versus Last of Us, which I feel is very intimate, and you're supposed to have like a low number of zombies. Now, I understand why you know, you gotta make a cool action scene.
Dramatic appeal, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't care for that decision. That was just more like a nitpick. Now here's the big one I didn't fucking like. When Trish, I call her Trish like she's from The Witcher. When Trish fucking decides, you know, hey, I'm bit, da 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 da, and there's that scene between her and Joel. Very
my
impactful.
God. Yeah.
Very, you know, cute.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this now.
Yeah. In the games, their relationship's more ambiguous. In this, they made it very clear that they're like a couple thing, especially with them being in bed that one scene. But they're like, yeah, you know, go. I'm gonna handle this myself. And then her whole plan's like she's gonna blow up this oil or whatever. She knew she was gonna blow up the oil, right? Shoot the oil and blow up the building.
Yep.
She freezes with all of them running in. Does nothing.
I know, dude.
Right? Okay, that pissed me off in general because she had more than enough time to spark the lighter. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck was it necessary to add the scene with her standing there still and frozen, and then the zombie walking up to her and then kissing her?
That was
fucking
so gross.
weird, dude.
I watched the BTS for like, okay, this wasn't even in the game. This makes no sense. Tell me why you did this decision. And they just didn't even touch on it on the BTS.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, what the fuck?
I literally looked away.
I was in shock. I was like, dude, what is going on here?
The only thing symbolically I could think of why they did that is to represent that, you know, Joel and her relationship and how Joel should have kissed her or something right there. You know what I mean? That was one. Okay. First off, that's stupid. If that's the reasoning, fuck off. Right? Two is the show, to me at least, I thought it was saying that it was taking over her brain already, the bite. And so she was like connecting to the hive mind, and she was like, join mission with hive mind kind of thing. And that's why most of her body froze up except for her hand, which was able to light the lighter while the thing like kissed her. But there's much better imagery to use than that.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of people are defending this and copping pleas like, oh, what? You know, because it's not a sexual assault metaphor. Da, da, da. It's like, dude, that's fine. I think it's weird either way. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
There's so much better imagery for that than that.
I think the imagery that they could have used is just the zombies running past her and like almost accepting her into the and into the hive.
They did, except for that one.
Exactly.
Her joining them, like her starting to walk towards them as if she was going to chase them down.
Yeah.
That would have made a lot more sense to me.
No, I agree. They did go through the whole, zombies running past her thing, but I feel like it would have been more symbolic if that's what they were going for, if like they would have been closer to her, I guess, while they're running by, like almost just accepting her as it is instead of like, I felt like it was almost like, I didn't even see her over there until the one dude turned and it was like, oh shit, let me make out with her real quick.
Yeah, it was strange to say the least, which I understand because I think they're suggesting that that's the way they pass it on without biting people, because that's what happened. That's what it looked like the old lady was doing in the first episode. But dude, the imagery is just fucking weird because the tentacles are the like tendrils of the plague or the spores obviously extend because they were moving, and when you went to kiss her, they extended.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I saw it.
Why the fuck just not have it extend from mouth to mouth? Why kiss like that? Like that's a very specific like kissing form. It was weird. Not even like, because like I would understand, because I've seen horror in general where like they grab your head and like force you down, like vomit into your mouth, right? Still gross imagery, but that makes more sense because it's more like I'm holding you down and doing this to you versus than like I'm going to walk up to you and gently caress your face as I make out with you.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, I honestly, you're putting too much into this. I'm about to just go throw up off mic because I can't handle how gross that was, personally.
Hey man, I watch a lot of horror. Okay, there's a lot more gross shit.
I just don't care. Like,
and so I mean, it was just like I would love to hear their reasoning for it, but they didn't give one. So I'm like, okay, well that's irritating. And it's getting to the point where I know this is my own fault, but I went on Reddit to go check like what other people were thinking of this because that's like my favorite place to go because Twitter sucks ass. Like Reddit, at least it's more curated. But the issue you run into on Reddit is that if you go to the subreddit for the specific thing you're looking for, people are scared to criticize it. All right, they never want to criticize something they enjoy. So people were copping pleas for this and being like, "Oh, what?
Yeah.
You're a weird little boy, man. You don't like kissing?" I'm like, "No, stupid. I'm saying it doesn't make sense, like from a like an artistic standpoint. It's like that's more of something that's more like artistic and like peaceful versus like having the other thing I said, because I don't want to say it against Crystal Freak Out or whatever. But the other way they could have done it would have been cooler to me because that would be more violent, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just on a very much deeper level. I'm not going to go crazy into. I mean, we live in a very black and white society. Like, you're either this or you're that. You either love it or you hate it. You're an MJ or LeBron guy. Like, it's one or the other. So you're either going to cop please and love it, or you're going to hate it and bash it as much as you can. I don't understand why people can't come in the middle. Because right here, like I'm enjoying this. Like I praised that first episode, but I can admit that was fucking weird and I don't like it.
Yeah,
Same.
and that's the whole thing. Is like I don't want it to seem like I hate the show or anything, because I don't. But people are gonna paint it like that. I'm still very much enjoying my time with it. The dialogue's great and the characterizations are good. Just the issue is that I didn't like that artistic choice. Now, if we want to start getting into... Because I don't think the original game writer... He's not a bad writer by no means. He's a good writer and he knows what he wants to do. The issue is choosing what he wants to do. Do I like what he did? You know? And so that's more of the issue that's going to arise as this goes on. I watched a little preview for the next episode. It looks like they're changing more from what I can remember. So I'm very interested because this whole next episode might be original to this.
I see. I heard they filmed it in a different order as well. So this is possibly filmed after some subsequential events, but
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's still very good. I know it's hitting with the masses. They already renewed it for season 2. Probably won't watch season 2.
I will.
No, I'm kidding. I will, because hopefully they fucking change some shit. Fucking sack of shit. I'm such a hater.
Yeah, you are.
Now, if we're gonna get this, and if we're making good video game stuff, hey man, call me for BioShock. If you guys need a writer or just someone to run around in the Big Daddy suit, I've been waiting for this BioShock. I heard that you guys are filming that. I don't think it's HBO though, so I'm kind of depressed. So, well, don't fuck that up, please. Yeah, man. You guys enjoyed the episode?
For the most part. I mean, I thought the first one was a lot more. There had a lot more to it. There wasn't much to grab me in the second one. Like, I like the clickers and stuff, but other than that, I didn't really care too much.
That's why they saved the clickers. I had a feeling that's why it was going to be slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Not quite as much as the first one, but I thought that they did a good job with this. I did enjoy the last scene where they were walking away from the Capitol or whatever. I thought that was good. It looked very much like it was from a video game when I saw that, like Ellie just standing there in front of the building and it blowing up behind her. Something that they did just extra made that look like it was from a video game.
You know what the craziest part is? I believe that was for the show only.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the one shot people are pointing out that was from the game right now is when they walked over that bridge and Joel and Ellie were chatting and they were like, well, was this view worth it?
Yep.
You know, and that's very much what... There's one scene specifically later on that Eli doesn't know about because he never got that far that I'm waiting for. And oh my god, it's gonna be so fucking cool. It's not even like that cool, like whatever. It's just very emotional to me. And oh my god, I would have barked the fuck out when I see it.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
I mean, I can only imagine what it is for, people that have played this game, because it's like like on steroids if they made a Telltale Walking Dead fucking live action.
Dude, hey man, Enrique here again. If you guys need a writer for that,
honestly, please sign us
call
up.
me. I will act in it. I will be a zombie. I will be Lee.
If you need a Kenny, bro, I'm not racist, but I'll try.
I will both be Kenny. How about that? Like, we'll just randomly interchange in and out, and you'll be like, oh, there's Reek's Kenny. Oh, there's Eli's Kenny.
That's awesome.
Like, bro, oh my god, they made a live action Telltale Walking. Oh! Oh my god,
dude.
bro, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know that. Call me. Or
Please, bro.
Red Dead. Hey,
I'd be dope too.
if you guys want to write good things and need people to be consultants, we're here. we can help.
Because, in fact, I did play the games. I read the subtitles.
I made the game.
True.
Okay? My $20
game.
helped make that do episodes.
That is true.
Also, there was a cool little scene in the beginning that kind of explained how bad the pandemic was going to be.
Yes.
And they were
that was
like,
cool.
they kind of one of the dopest, fucking most anti-humanity lines of all time.
Blow that shit up.
Yeah, they were like, what should we do then? And she's like, bomb the city.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
And they were like, oh, fuck. Like, there's nothing we could do to start killing people. But, like, that was original to the thing, right? To the show. If that's true, then Ellie doesn't matter, right? At least I would think so. Because, like, if there's no cure, her blood or antigens or whatever wouldn't do anything for everyone else, right?
Well,
I mean, unless they don't know about her.
You would have to develop natural immunity.
well, that's the thing is I think she did some of that.
But how would you do that in this? How would you remove it in this time frame then? If, like, remove antibodies and shit like that?
Dude, I got no clue. I'm not smart enough for all that.
Yeah, we don't do that. We just take the boosters, okay? We don't make the boosters.
It's the POF method, the power of friendship.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
That's the one that's going to get the job done.
Yes, sir.